Have you ever looked at a billionaire and wondered, what's their secret? Well, you're in luck. There's a powerful method that can help you think about wealth just like the ultra-rich do. It's called Neville Goddard's visualization technique, and it has the power to completely change how you see money and abundance in your life. This isn't just another get-rich-quick scheme. It's a whole new way of looking at the world that can open doors you never knew existed. Now you might be thinking, I've tried visualizing before and nothing happened. But here's the thing. If you don't learn to visualize wealth the right way, you might be stuck in money troubles forever. It's like having a superpower but not knowing how to use it. On the flip side, when you master this method, you could unlock levels of abundance that seem impossible right now. Imagine waking up every day feeling totally secure about money, knowing that you have more than enough to live the life you dream of. That's what's possible when you apply this technique correctly. Before we dive into the technique, let's talk about the man behind it. Neville Goddard was a spiritual teacher who lived in the 20th century. He wasn't a billionaire or a business guru. Instead, he was someone who understood the deep connection between our thoughts and our reality. Goddard believed that the world we see around us is a direct result of what's going on in our minds. He taught that if we want to change our lives, we need to change our thoughts first. Goddard's ideas might sound a bit out there at first, but they've helped countless people transform their lives, especially when it comes to money and success. He didn't just talk about positive thinking. He gave specific techniques for using our imagination to create real changes in our lives. And that's exactly what we're going to explore. Now, you might be wondering, how can just thinking about something make it real? Well, Goddard taught that our imagination is way more powerful than most of us realize. He believed that the images and scenes we play in our minds are like blueprints for our future. If you constantly imagine yourself struggling with money, that's likely what you'll experience. But if you can vividly imagine yourself living a life of abundance, you're setting the stage for that to become your reality. This isn't about daydreaming or wishful thinking. It's about using your imagination in a focused, deliberate way. Goddard taught that when we imagine something clearly and add feeling to it, we're actually creating that reality on a level we can't see yet. It's like planting a seed. You might not see the plant right away, but if you keep watering it and giving it what it needs, it will grow. So how do you start using this powerful technique? It's simpler than you might think. The first step is to get clear on what wealth means to you. Don't just think about a number in your bank account. Imagine what your life would look like if money was no object. Would you travel more? Live in a different house? Start a charity? The clearer and more detailed your vision, the more powerful it becomes. Once you have that image, the next step is to make it as real as possible in your mind. Close your eyes and really see yourself living that wealthy life. What does your day look like? How do you feel when you wake up? What kind of decisions are you making? The more senses you can involve, the better. If you can see it, hear it, and feel it in your imagination, you're on the right track. Now we come to what Goddard called the real secret: feeling. It's not enough to just picture wealth in your mind. You need to feel as if it's already yours. This is where a lot of people get stuck. They can imagine having more money, but they still feel poor or worried. Goddard taught that the feeling is what really brings your desires to life. So how do you feel wealthy when your current reality doesn't match up? It takes practice, but it's possible. Start by focusing on gratitude for what you already have. Then, when you do your visualization, really let yourself feel the joy, security, and freedom that come with wealth. Feel the excitement of making big purchases without worry. Feel the satisfaction of helping others with your abundance. The more real you can make these feelings, the more powerful your visualization becomes. One of Goddard's most powerful techniques is what he called living from the end. This means acting as if your desire has already come true. In the case of wealth, it means thinking, feeling, and even acting like a wealthy person would. This doesn't mean going out and spending money you don't have. Instead, it's about adopting the mindset of someone who is truly abundant. For example, when you're making decisions, ask yourself, what would I do if money was no object? When you're shopping, notice the feeling of being able to buy whatever you want, even if you don't actually make the purchase. When you see luxury items or experiences, instead of thinking, I can't afford that, try thinking, that's available to me if I choose it. This might feel strange or even fake at first, but remember, you're not trying to fool anyone. You're training your mind to see wealth as a natural part of your life. Over time, this new way of thinking can lead to new opportunities and ideas that actually bring more abundance into your life. Now, it's natural to have doubts when you start this practice. You might think, this is silly, or it's not working. Goddard had an answer for this too. He taught that these doubts are just old patterns of thinking trying to keep you in your comfort zone. The key is to acknowledge these thoughts without letting them take over. When doubts come up, try this simple exercise. Close your eyes and imagine putting those doubtful thoughts into a balloon. See the balloon floating away, taking those doubts with it. Then, return to your wealth visualization with renewed focus. Remember, every time you choose your new vision over your old doubts, you're building strength in this new way of thinking. Consistency is crucial in this practice. Goddard recommended doing your visualization every day, preferably right before sleep and first thing in the morning. These are times when your mind is most receptive to new ideas. Even just a few minutes of focused visualization at these times can have a powerful effect. To really make this technique work, it helps to create a daily practice. Here's a simple routine you can follow. In the morning, take a few minutes to visualize your wealthy life. See yourself waking up in your ideal home, planning your day as a wealthy person would. Feel the peace and excitement of knowing you have more than enough. During the day, pay attention to your thoughts about money. When you notice negative or limiting thoughts, gently replace them with your wealthy vision. If you see something expensive, instead of thinking, I can't afford that, try, that's nice, and I choose to focus on my own path to wealth. In the evening, do a longer visualization session. Really immerse yourself in the experience of being wealthy. Feel the gratitude for all you have. Imagine going to sleep feeling completely secure and abundant. Remember, the goal isn't to obsess over money all day. It's to gradually shift your baseline thoughts and feelings about wealth from scarcity to abundance. As you do this consistently, you may start to notice changes in how you think about and handle money in your everyday life. You might be wondering if there's any science behind this technique. While Goddard's teachings were spiritual in nature, modern research has shown some interesting connections between visualization and real-world results. Studies have found that the brain doesn't always distinguish between a vividly imagined event and a real one. This means that when you visualize wealth clearly and consistently, your brain starts to form new neural pathways as if you were actually experiencing that wealth. This can lead to some powerful changes. You might start noticing opportunities you overlooked before. You could find yourself coming up with new ideas for creating wealth. Your confidence in financial matters might increase, leading to better decisions. It's not magic, it's about training your brain to align with your goals. Visualization has been used successfully in many fields, from sports to business. Many top athletes use visualization to improve their performance. Business leaders often use it to prepare for important meetings or to map out their company's future. By applying these same principles to your financial life, you're tapping into a tool used by many successful people. While visualization is powerful, it's not about sitting back and waiting for wealth to magically appear. Goddard taught that our outer world will reflect our inner world, but this often happens through inspired action. As you practice these techniques, pay attention to new ideas or opportunities that come your way. You might feel drawn to learn new skills, start a business, or invest in ways you hadn't considered before. The key is to take action from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of desperately chasing money, you're confidently moving towards the wealth you've already claimed in your mind. This might mean taking calculated risks, investing in yourself, or being more open to new opportunities. Remember, the wealthiest people in the world got there by thinking differently about money. Now you're learning to do the same. It's also important to align your everyday habits with your vision of wealth. This could mean creating a budget that reflects your future wealthy self, educating yourself about investing, or networking with people who inspire your financial growth. Every small action that aligns with your vision of wealth helps to make it more real, both in your mind and in the world around you. One thing to keep in mind as you start this practice is that change doesn't usually happen overnight. Just like growing a garden, you need to plant the seeds, your visualizations, and then nurture them consistently over time. Some results might come quickly, while others might take longer to manifest. The key is to stay patient and persistent. Think of it like this. If you decided to get in shape, you wouldn't expect to see dramatic results after just one workout. You'd know that it takes consistent effort over time. The same is true for reshaping your financial reality. Every time you practice your visualization, you're strengthening your wealth muscles. Even if you can't see the results yet, trust that changes are happening beneath the surface. This is where many people give up. They try visualization for a week or two, don't see immediate results, and conclude that it doesn't work. But those who stick with it often report amazing changes over time. They find themselves thinking differently about money, making better financial decisions, and attracting opportunities they never would have imagined before. As you're working on changing your wealth mindset, you might face setbacks or negative influences. Maybe you have a financial setback, or perhaps friends and family are skeptical about your new outlook. Goddard had advice for this too. He taught that these challenges are opportunities to strengthen your new beliefs. When setbacks occur, instead of seeing them as proof that the technique isn't working, view them as temporary situations that don't define your financial future. Use them as chances to practice your visualization even more intensely. Imagine how your wealthy self would handle this situation and act from that place of confidence and abundance. As for negative influences, it's important to protect your new mindset. This doesn't mean cutting people out of your life, but it might mean being selective about who you discuss your financial goals with. Surround yourself with people and information that support your vision of wealth. Read books, listen to podcasts, or join groups that align with your new way of thinking about money. Remember, every billionaire faced doubts and setbacks on their journey. What sets them apart is their ability to maintain their vision of success even when circumstances seem to contradict it. By doing the same, you're developing the mental resilience that's crucial for long-term wealth. As you get more comfortable with these visualization techniques, you might find your vision of wealth expanding. Many people start by focusing on personal financial goals, but over time, they begin to imagine how their wealth can benefit others. This is a powerful shift that often leads to even greater abundance. Try incorporating elements of generosity and positive impact into your wealth visualizations. See yourself not just enjoying your own wealth, but using it to help family members, support causes you care about, or create positive changes in your community. Many of the world's wealthiest individuals find that their most satisfying achievements come from how they use their wealth to benefit others. This expanded vision can add a new level of motivation and purpose to your wealth-building journey. It's not just about having more for yourself. It's about becoming a force for good in the world. This mindset can lead to innovative ideas and opportunities that you might not have considered when focusing solely on personal gain. While Goddard's techniques focus on the power of the mind, it's important to integrate these practices with sound financial principles. Think of visualization as the blueprint for your wealthy future and practical steps as the building blocks to make it happen. This might include educating yourself about personal finance, learning about investing, or seeking advice from financial professionals. The key is to approach these practical steps with the same abundance mindset you're cultivating in your visualizations. Instead of feeling overwhelmed or limited, see these as exciting opportunities to align your outer actions with your inner vision. For example, when you're creating a budget, don't think of it as restricting yourself. Instead, see it as a tool to direct your money towards your vision of wealth. When you're learning about investing, approach it with the confidence of someone who knows they're destined for financial success. This combination of mental work and practical action can be incredibly powerful in transforming your financial reality. As you continue with this practice, you might start to notice changes that go beyond your financial situation. Many people report feeling more positive and confident in all areas of their life. This makes sense when you consider that you're essentially rewiring your brain to focus on abundance and possibilities rather than limitations. You might find yourself handling stress better, having more fulfilling relationships, or feeling more creative and inspired in your work. This is because the principles you're learning, like focusing on what you want rather than what you lack, and believing in your ability to create positive change, apply to all aspects of life. This ripple effect can create a positive cycle. As you feel more confident and positive, you're likely to perform better in your career, make better impressions on people, and be more open to opportunities. All of these can indirectly support your journey to greater wealth. Remember, while we've explored Goddard's techniques in depth, the key is to find a way to make this practice work for you. Everyone's mind works a little differently, so feel free to experiment and adjust the visualizations to fit your personal style and beliefs. Some people find it helpful to write down their visualizations in a journal. Others prefer to create vision boards with images that represent their wealthy life. You might find that combining visualization with meditation or affirmations works best for you. The important thing is to find a method that feels genuine and exciting to you, something you'll want to practice consistently. Also, be open to evolving your vision over time. As you grow and change, your idea of what wealth means to you might shift. That's perfectly normal and even desirable. The goal is to create a wealth mindset that's flexible and resilient, capable of growing with you throughout your life. Now let's dive deeper into what Goddard called the secret: feeling. This isn't just about picturing wealth in your mind. It's about truly feeling as if you're already wealthy. This might sound strange at first. After all, how can you feel wealthy when your bank account doesn't match up? But this is where the real power of the technique lies. When you can genuinely feel the emotions associated with wealth, security, freedom, excitement, generosity, You're sending a powerful message to your subconscious mind. Your subconscious doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. So when you consistently feel wealthy, your subconscious starts to accept this as your reality. Start by focusing on gratitude for what you already have. Even if your current financial situation isn't where you want it to be, there's always something to be grateful for. Maybe it's a roof over your head, food on your table, or supportive friends. Cultivating gratitude helps shift your focus from lack to abundance, making it easier to generate those wealthy feelings. Next, when you do your wealth visualizations, really immerse yourself in the emotions. Feel the joy of making a big purchase without worrying about the cost. Experience the peace of mind that comes with knowing all your bills are paid and you have plenty left over. Imagine the satisfaction of helping others with your abundance. The more real you can make these feelings, the more powerful your visualizations become. It's important to maintain these feelings even when you're not actively visualizing. Throughout your day, try to embody the emotions of your wealthy self. When you're making decisions, ask yourself, how would I feel about this if I were truly wealthy? This doesn't mean being reckless or pretending money doesn't matter. Instead, it's about approaching situations from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Remember, this takes practice. At first, it might feel forced or fake. That's okay. Keep at it, and over time, these wealthy feelings will become more natural and automatic. You're essentially retraining your emotional responses to money and abundance. One of Goddard's most powerful concepts is what he called living from the end. This means behaving as if your desired outcome has already happened. In the context of wealth, it means thinking, feeling, and even acting as if you're already wealthy. This doesn't mean going out and spending money you don't have. Instead, it's about adopting the mindset and attitudes of a wealthy person. Start paying attention to how you think wealthy people might approach situations. How would they make decisions? How would they carry themselves? How would they think about money and opportunities? For example, when you're faced with a purchase, instead of automatically thinking, I can't afford that, try thinking, is this the best use of my resources right now? This subtle shift moves you from a place of lack to a place of choice. You're not denying yourself because you can't afford something. You're making a conscious decision about how to use your wealth. Another aspect of living from the end is changing how you talk about money. Start using phrases like, when I make my first million, instead of, if I ever get rich. Speak about your wealthy future as if it's a certainty. This isn't about bragging or being unrealistic. It's about aligning your words with your vision. You can also start making plans for your future wealth. Research investment strategies or charitable causes you'd like to support. Learn about luxury items or experiences you'd like to have. Treat this as practical preparation for the wealth that's coming your way. Living from the end also means taking inspired action. As you continue this practice, you might find new ideas or opportunities coming to you. Don't dismiss these as unrealistic. Instead, consider them as stepping stones on your path to wealth. Maybe you feel inspired to start a side business, learn about investing, or network with successful people. These actions, taken from your wealthy mindset, can open doors you never knew existed. Remember, the goal isn't to live in a fantasy world. It's to gradually shift your baseline thoughts, feelings, and actions to align with the wealthy person you're becoming. This alignment creates a powerful momentum towards actually achieving your financial goals. As you practice these techniques, it's natural for doubts to creep in. You might hear that inner voice saying, "This is silly," or "It's not working." Don't worry, this is a normal part of the process. Even Goddard himself acknowledged that doubts would arise. The key is how you handle them. First, understand that these doubts are just thoughts. They're not facts, and they don't have to control you. Often, they're just old patterns of thinking trying to keep you in your comfort zone. Your brain is used to your current financial situation, and any change, even positive change, can feel threatening at first. When doubts come up, try this simple exercise. Acknowledge the doubt without judgment. Say to yourself, "I'm having a thought that this won't work." Then, gently return your focus to your wealth visualization. You're not fighting the doubt or trying to push it away. You're simply choosing not to engage with it. Another powerful technique is to use your imagination to handle doubts. When a doubtful thought comes up, imagine putting it in a balloon and watching it float away. Or picture yourself changing the channel on a TV, switching from the doubt channel to the wealth channel. These visual techniques can help you detach from negative thoughts. It's also helpful to remind yourself why you're doing this. Connect with your reasons for wanting to build wealth. Maybe you want to provide for your family, support causes you care about, or have the freedom to pursue your passions. Keeping these motivations in mind can help you push through moments of doubt. Remember, every wealthy person has faced doubts on their journey. What sets them apart is their ability to persist despite these doubts. By acknowledging your doubts but not letting them stop you, you're developing the mental resilience that's crucial for long-term success. If you find yourself consistently struggling with doubts, it might help to start smaller. Instead of visualizing massive wealth, start with smaller financial goals. As you see results with these, your confidence in the technique will grow, making it easier to tackle bigger goals. Lastly, be patient with yourself. Building a new mindset takes time. It's like learning a new skill. At first it feels awkward and you might make mistakes. But with consistent practice, it becomes more natural. Every time you choose your wealth vision over your doubts, you're strengthening your new mindset. To truly harness the power of Neville Goddard's wealth visualization techniques, it's crucial to make them a part of your daily routine. Consistency is key when it comes to rewiring your brain for abundance. Let's break down a simple daily practice that you can easily incorporate into your life. Start your day with a morning visualization. As soon as you wake up, before the busyness of the day takes over, take a few minutes to connect with your wealthy self. See yourself waking up in your dream home, feeling completely at peace about your finances. Imagine checking your bank account and seeing a balance that brings a smile to your face. Feel the excitement of planning your day as a wealthy person would. During the day, practice mindfulness about your thoughts and feelings regarding money. When you make a purchase, instead of feeling stress or worry, choose to feel gratitude for your ability to buy what you need and want. If you notice negative thoughts about money creeping in, gently redirect them. Replace "I can't afford this" with "I'm choosing to spend my money differently right now." In the evening, do a more extended visualization session. This is your chance to really immerse yourself in the experience of being wealthy. Imagine coming home to your ideal living situation. See yourself making important financial decisions with confidence. Feel the joy of being able to help others with your abundance. Let yourself fully experience the peace and security that come with financial freedom. Before bed, spend a few moments in gratitude. Thank the universe for the wealth that's coming your way. Acknowledge the abundance you already have in your life, no matter how small it might seem. This practice of gratitude helps to shift your focus from lack to abundance, reinforcing your wealthy mindset. Remember, the goal of this daily practice isn't to obsess over money. It's to gradually shift your baseline thoughts and feelings about wealth from scarcity to abundance. As you do this consistently, you may start to notice changes in how you think about and handle money in your everyday life. While the power of visualization might sound too good to be true, there are countless stories of people who have used these techniques to transform their financial lives. Let's look at a few examples to inspire your own journey. Take Sarah, for instance. She was a single mom struggling to make ends meet. After learning about Goddard's techniques, she started visualizing herself as a successful entrepreneur. She would imagine waking up each day feeling financially secure and excited about her business. At first, nothing seemed to change. But after a few months of consistent practice, she had an idea for a unique online business. Today, her company is thriving, and she's able to provide a comfortable life for her family. Then there's Michael, who was drowning in debt when he discovered these visualization techniques. He started imagining himself debt-free, feeling the relief and freedom that would bring. He visualized making his final debt payment and seeing a zero balance. As he practiced this daily, he found himself becoming more disciplined with his spending and creative about earning extra income. Within 2 years, he had paid off all his debt and was starting to build wealth. Another inspiring story is that of Lisa and Tom, a couple who dreamed of early retirement. They began visualizing their ideal retired life, traveling the world, pursuing hobbies, and never worrying about money. This vision motivated them to learn more about investing and to make smarter financial decisions. They also found themselves attracted to opportunities they might have overlooked before. 5 years later, they were able to retire a decade earlier than they had originally planned. These stories highlight a common theme. Visualization isn't about magically making money appear. It's about shifting your mindset, which leads to new ideas, opportunities, and actions. The people in these stories still had to work hard and make smart choices. But their visualizations gave them the clarity, motivation, and belief they needed to transform their financial lives. It's important to note that everyone's journey is unique. Your path to wealth might look different from these stories or take a different amount of time. The key is to stay consistent with your practice and remain open to the opportunities that come your way. As we wrap up this journey into Neville Goddard's wealth visualization techniques, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. We've explored the power of our imagination to shape our reality, particularly when it comes to wealth and abundance. We've discovered that by consistently visualizing and feeling our desired financial state, we can begin to shift our mindset from scarcity to abundance. Remember, this isn't about wishful thinking or ignoring practical financial steps. It's about aligning your inner world with your outer goals. By regularly practicing these visualization techniques, you're training your mind to recognize and act on opportunities that can lead to greater wealth. We've learned the importance of feeling as if you're already wealthy, living from the end result, and overcoming the doubts that inevitably arise. We've also established a daily practice to help make these techniques a consistent part of your life. The real-life success stories we've shared demonstrate that these techniques can lead to profound changes when applied with patience and persistence. However, it's crucial to understand that results may vary and that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a tool for personal growth and transformation that, when combined with practical action, can lead to significant improvements in your financial life. As you move forward, remember to be patient with yourself. Building a new mindset takes time and consistent effort. Celebrate small wins along the way and stay committed to your practice, even when results aren't immediately visible. Lastly, as you work towards your own financial goals, consider how your wealth can be a force for good in the world. Many who have successfully applied these techniques find that true fulfillment comes not just from personal gain, but from using their abundance to make a positive impact on others. You have within you the power to transform your financial reality. With these visualization techniques, you're now equipped with a powerful tool to help you on your journey to wealth and abundance. Trust in the process, stay consistent in your practice, and remain open to the wonderful possibilities that await you. Your journey to visualizing and manifesting wealth like a billionaire starts now. Embrace it with enthusiasm and watch as your financial world begins to transform.